Hello and welcome. So today I'm going to be doing a cavity filling on your tooth. So I can see here that your gum line is a little bit puffy, and I can also see there's definitely a very big cavity on your tooth. So first, to prepare, I am going to go ahead and numb your tooth. So I'm just going to take a very thin needle with some numbing medication, and I'm going to put it into your gum to make sure that you don't feel any of the drilling that I will be doing momentarily. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so I have numbed you. So now what we're going to do to protect the gum line, I am going to go ahead and cover it up with a little blue kind of mat, so that way your gums don't become sensitive or hurt during the process. Alright, so hopefully the gums are now protected. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm now going to proceed to go ahead and drill into that cavity, and then later I might take some smaller tools just to go ahead and get any excess product out. Okay? Alright. Alright, so as you can see, there is definitely a good amount in there, but I don't want to drill too much. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to get some tools just to carve out kind of the rest of that. But you can see there's the black and the brown, and that indicates that it is a cavity, and that is the dead part of the tooth that needs to be removed. And to help me figure out what more needs to be removed at this point, I am going to be using a pink dye, and what it does is it basically turns kind of a pinky color all of the parts that need to be removed. So it just tells me where the rotten part of the tooth is. So just give me a second to do that. Alright, I have the pink chemical on here, so now we're just gonna see what turns pink there. And if it turns pink, then I will know it needs to be removed. Alright, so as you can see, there is a little bit there that is pink, so I now know what I need to remove. So I'm going to take a little tool that I have, and I am going to go ahead and just remove the dead portions that need to come out, okay? It is definitely deep, but it is not so deep that it has passed the point at which we would need to do a root canal. So it's still, you know, pretty surface level. If it were to go deeper down to the gum line, to the part of the tooth that you can't see, that's where we would have to do a root canal. So you can see there's all of that brown gunk, and that is the part of the tooth that is rotten. I'm gonna try again with my pink. Alright, so let us try to wash the tooth out here. Remove any of the excess. Alright, so now that the tooth is completely emptied, we can now fill it with some composite. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some of that, and then I will return and we will fill it with another tool that I have, and then we should be done. So in order to fill the tooth itself, we do need to prep it with a blue substance, and this is going to ensure that the tooth is rough enough that the composite will stick to it and it won't pop out over time. So I'm going to go ahead and get that. And I can be a little bit more messy with this. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use a little LED light on it to cure it. And that is going to be for 60 seconds, okay? And you'll see that it is a lot more matte, and that is a good thing. That is what it is supposed to look like, so that way the composite can adhere. So now I'm going to use this little ball tool to go ahead and fill your tooth with the composite that is very close to your tooth color, because your teeth are very white. So I do use a harder composite initially, and then I will add a softer composite at the end to help make the tooth shinier and just to basically finish it off. But for now, I'm just using a really thick composite to fill in the majority of where it all was. And then I'm going to go back in with my tool, and I'm just going to make some indents like the initial tooth kind of was or would have been if it wasn't for the hole, the cavity. Okay, so now let me cure that. You can see the blue light. Now the very last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a white composite that's a little bit more liquidy, so that way it just gives it that beautiful white finish, okay? And also fill in any of the cracks that I may have missed. And I'm going to go ahead now and cure that. Alright, so now that should be nice and hard. And now I'm just going to lift this up over your tooth. Alright, and that is your tooth. So it will be numb for a little while, maybe about an hour or so. So definitely don't eat food, or we're going to be incredibly careful. But other than that, that is your tooth, and you're completely good to go. Just be careful again about the fact that your gums are probably fairly numb. But other than that, you are cavity free. Alright, bye bye, and see you next time. Have a good day.